Hello, welcome to this update for Oceania. We will make it very quick today, but just to show you that there's still a lot of showers and storms around northern Australia, the cyclone there never actually formed into anything crazy. It kind of failed, but we still will have heavy rain in some areas next few days still. So still shows today's Saturday on April 26th. So until Monday shows spots of the Northern Territory, even more than 100 millimeters, even to 122. So be careful. Queensland, more northern Queensland, some spots there, and Northern Territory. And already in this time frame, just next 2 days shows more than 100 millimeters, even in Newcastle, 77 in Sydney, and more spots in New South Wales, with a cold front there as well, and central New South Wales, more rain there too. And New Zealand has a story of its own as well. Just next 2 days even shows to 100 millimeters, even 124 spots in northern New Zealand, 98 in Auckland, and more areas. So we better monitor these three areas closely, and also just some tropical rains around Papua New Guinea, Samoa Islands, more showers and storms. And next 5 days until next Wednesday shows in Darwin close to 100, other spots or even to 150 millimeters. And this is not a high resolution model, so there might be more rain than this. So for example, the high resolution model here shows just next 24 hours close to 300 millimeters in a part of the Northern Territory. The European has like 35 next 5 days in that area. So the forecast drastically changes between the high resolution models and not non-high resolution models. So just be aware of those potential downpours that the access showed there. So please be careful. Now there's the actual access. It shows 5 days near the Bay of Carpentaria, even to 200 millimeters, 250, and just off the Northern Territory there more. So please stay safe. But even between this and the European, this one has like 2 millimeters in Darwin next 5 days. The European has 97. The GFS has 1.5 and the icon 0.69. So these models are kind of indecisive, but just be careful if you are in those areas with flooding and heavy rain. Same thing in New South Wales. The GFS has like, it just swapped here 4 inches, but let's change. So the GFS even to 103 millimeters spotted to New South Wales. Yes, so 92 millimeters in Sydney. So there might be some disruptive rain there in some areas, so be careful. In New Zealand, the GFS is just 15 millimeters in Auckland, while the European is 116 in Auckland. The next 5 days, like 117. Further north, it has like 200 millimeters, northern New Zealand, and the GFS just 53, so it's like very different. But the GFS shows more central New Zealand, more than 160, so it's impossible to pinpoint exactly what will happen because these models are not agreeing much, but just be aware if you are in those areas. But one thing is for sure, it will rain in most of New Zealand, the northern half of New Zealand and part of the South Island, so that is for sure. But be careful in those areas. There's the access is kind of higher resolution, can show better, as even more than 200 millimeters, 237 in the next 5 days, spots of northern New Zealand, even to 142 in Auckland, more spots to 200, so stay safe, even northern point of the South Island, and more spots in the South Island there, more than 100 millimeters, so be careful New Zealand, this rainy pattern, and the access doesn't have that much in New South Wales, just around 77, 47 in Sydney, and more spots to 100 close to the sea. So be careful in those areas and stay safe. There's the high resolution model here, shows like, if I can find it, because here, so just next 24 hours this model has like spots near the coast, central northern New South Wales, even to 100 millimeters, right there in Sydney, and more throughout New South Wales. So be careful in those areas, those storms, and just so you can see it visually what might happen. So it shows that rain already in New Zealand there from that disturbance. It goes Saturday, Sunday, more storms in New Zealand, and potentially still until next Tuesday, next Wednesday, some snow and storms in New Zealand. And for New South Wales, Victoria, that front there now, more storms throughout Saturday and Sunday in New South Wales. Be careful that low pressure spins and eventually might send another front towards New Zealand later. That's what I showed you for next week. There's this tropical disturbance north of Australia. Friday, Saturday, those heavy tropical downpours. Monday, Tuesday, so stay safe. Those downpours there, they can cause flooding, lightning, wind, and problems. So be careful. The rest of Oceania is quite chill, but still those storms in some areas like spots of Papete, this small cold front Sunday, because that system further south, a few showers in Samoa, some more downpours in Papua New Guinea. So just be aware in these hot areas, but nothing that crazy. Fiji, some showers, but nothing extreme. Samoa, a few thunderstorms, some showers too. The very wet areas like the Samoa Islands and Papua New Guinea, especially Western Guinea and Papua New Guinea, more than 100 millimeters. So stay safe, but the intertropical convergence zone is already moving further north into Micronesia and other areas there. So more showers in Kiribati next 5 days, possibly many thunderstorms, like those scattered showers and storms passing by, but especially Micronesia spots like 200 millimeters, 70 to 100 millimeters, in the Marshall Islands, summer rain. Some showers in Guam as well, so be aware. A few showers we discussed in the Western, in the Asia video, possibility of a tropical system near the Philippines next 10 days, but we still have time to monitor that. It's still unsure, but just a model one. The GFS here shows those showers and storms. The GFS tries to form a typhoon around May 3rd, and it goes further north, but the GFS exaggerates a lot, so we need to watch that more closely. But just 5 days here in French Polynesia, the European still has some 70 millimeters in Papeete, spots of Western French Polynesia, more showers, not the spots there. So be aware, Tuvalu, some passage showers and storms, spots of Nauru and Micronesia. Nothing that crazy, just be aware. But especially the areas that are more concerned are Northern Australia and New Zealand and spots of New South Wales. So be careful that the temperatures are much cooler in some spots there, and still in the afternoon a little bit hot in the north, but like nothing extreme, just regular hot. But be aware, this goes during the night in Tasmania, might even get to like 4 degrees. In New Zealand, highest peaks to even 3 degrees. So Saturday, Sunday, still warmer in Northern Australia, potentially Monday, still in Tasmania, still already shows the mountains there. On the 29th, some 0 degrees and colder in some spots there, and those warmer tropical-ish temperatures northwestern Australia, and potentially colder in New Zealand after May 1st, but this still to be determined. But the GFS has also there, and in Victoria, even to 2 degrees on May 3rd, the European has already like -1, 0 degrees there on May 1st, not May 3rd, May 1st. But yeah, that still should be determined. But be careful there. The snow next 5 days. New Zealand might see some more. The European shows in the South Island there even 28 centimeters, 27 centimeters, 5, 11 centimeters, some more snow. Even shows a tiny 1 centimeter in Victoria, but that is too far out. Not far out, but it's like the Europeans sometimes show snow that the other models don't show, like the GFS has 0, the Icon has 0, so sometimes the European left takes, but it's worth to keep watching. So be aware in terms of wind gusts, it might be windy around New Zealand and spots in the South Pacific. So this goes those big fronts there in the Southern Pacific, but New South Wales is quite windy, this system. So this goes beyond some larger swells, maybe Sunday, maybe some stronger winds by the coast, some stronger wind gusts, New South Wales. Still shows next Tuesday in Tasmania, in Victoria, another front, maybe some gusty winds. And still, these winds, the Australian outback spots of Western Australia, Northern Territory, next Tuesday, Wednesday, this goes, and like we have this massive Southern Ocean systems, spots of both sides of New Zealand on May 1st. Some higher gusts central New Zealand, Waitangi, and more spots near Australia as well. So on May 1st still shows this goes, but now shows slightly breezier spots in northern New Zealand because of those storms, but no extreme things. It might get busier later, but just be aware those areas, and yeah, be aware. And those islands, the South Pacific, sometimes a little bit breezier because of some cold fronts, but yeah, just be aware because wind triggers waves. So if there's stronger wind, some larger waves. But be aware those areas, and just to check if there's any tropical cyclone probabilities. So the only invest we have now is the one south of the Philippines, but some others were trying to show a small spin up near northern Australia, but that probably is a failed system. It won't form into anything. But just verifying here, the GFS show like the moisture in the Northern Territory. This goes down the road, maybe a spin up or two, but not really. The GFS just blasting extra tropical cyclones near southwestern Australia, like big cold fronts later. But that's too far out. But the European still has a small spin there, but it doesn't really form into anything. So be aware, stay safe in those areas.